Who goes? Find you.
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed!
Talk to the lieutenant. She's certified.
Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech! Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. Really? How is he? Shouldn't have done that. Spacer's Choice family ain't authorized to receive medical aid from off-brand physicians. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs some. Well, sometimes. Management's real good at cost-benefit analysis. But, seeing as I'm the acting manager in this, you know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns...
Here we go. Waste of company ammo.
I just earned a fine bonus.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder. Intruders are not authorized to access the Marauder, please be informed that ignoring me is dangerous for your health. All doors are on security lockdown. Nice try, Marauder. Marauder, please be informed the ship has no crew for you to murder. Marauder, please be informed that the engine room contains nothing of value. Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. I detect an elevated heart rate, indicating dishonesty. Please prepare yourself for lethal deterrence. Jettison procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment. This vessel is the registered property of Captain Alex. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than... I understand. I will require some time. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. I understand. You wandered outside this ship and experienced a permanent, life-changing encounter. Welcome back, Captain Hawthorne. I understand. You are going undercover with a... Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered... The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged, and... Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of workers. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand? Best of luck in your search for...
say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. I'm afraid we gotta dock your pay. Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report. This is gonna take a lot of paperwork.
Damn marauders are out of control.
Huh? Gonna find you! Kill them! You're hiding? Scared? Come out and play!
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend. Your pod? What are you on about? You take a bruise to the cranium? Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices. Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer? Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see? Four workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little. He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up. Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad. Yeah? You could look at it that way, I suppose. You could look at us and say, look, but you'd be wrong. We're surviving. Every now and again. Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. Work's been real good to me. Former people, yeah. Oh no. They are after the most precious loot of all. Spacers. If those marauders swipe any more...
Beats working at the cannery.
Beats working.
Another day at the cannery.
Don't go knocking your work. At least we've got one.
You read the latest report?
Only the part that said we ain't making our quotas.
I don't know you. Uh-huh. The unreliable, you say? Never heard of any company supply. I don't know what you're about, but this here's a Spacer's Choice. You really think so? That's kind of you. I've been... Guess I misreckoned you. Sorry about... I can get you a drink if you'd like. Gotta ask you to enjoy your beverage within the premises, though. Can't risk you bringing a drink over to those desserts. Traitors. The lot of them. Town's already... Bunch of lazy Do you now? And what makes you think Mr. Thompson wants to talk to you? You want to talk to Mr. Thompson, try ignoring your duties. He'll summon you up to that great big tower atop the cannery, and you'll get yourself a proper dressing down. It is a good thing. If you're not pulling your weight, you don't. Go ahead. I don't see how that's any of your... And there's no need for you to... Coming right up.
Never seen you here before. You a visitor? Welcome. On behalf of the Spacers... Edgewater. Productivity. Oh, it's fine. Company lets me... Yep. Got my mid-stuff. Boss was real generous. Hey, Conrad's a cert.
Huh? Move along.
Just gotta keep our heads up. Sometimes I wonder what I'm doing to myself.
No. How you feel?
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene. We don't believe in... I'm Conrad. You will... Gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary... As broke as pie crust, friend. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch. Thank you, no. I tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, frankly, I don't imagine I'll... Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. You know about Eugene? How? Then, you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. I didn't approve of the idea then, and I don't approve of it now. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few. Yes, Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Never been healthier. Whoa, well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early. You some sort of wandering alienist? What? No. Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. Sounds like he's already told you. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration. It's plague. Has to be. You are? Oh. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me... There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. I need you to break in. Nab that medicine. I'll do... I tried medicating myself with adrenatime. Anyway, I can't just buy... More like the company... You will not find any guards within sight of that old place. Marauders, on the other hand. I have it on good authority. There's a gang of them So You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plagues. Just keep your head down when you're in there. I know that. Read what...
You're making a mistake working for...
Wish we had some better rations.
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
There's marauders down there.
Just between us?
out my sight, son.
Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy. Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the... Because they're not my fees, and... I could do without the SAR. Law Shame that... Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Just between... Not half as... Suicide... I'm plenty serious. In other... Well, excuse you. I'm...
Something there.
Friend of mine died a couple weeks back.
Hey, I need to talk to you. Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with Abernathy. I hope you're not thinking about getting him that medicine. Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him. You're better off selling it to me instead. All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's got a lot of cobwebs up in his attic. I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do. Alright, here's a summary. A lot of sick people in this town, and we don't have the medicine to treat them all. Can't reach out to corporate without crossing a river of red tape, so I'm reaching out to you. Something like that. Look, I'm not in the habit of law-breaking, but sometimes you've got to do the wrong thing for the right reasons. Thanks. I'll see to it that this medicine gets to the people who need it. Here, something for your trouble. Nothing personal, but I hope we never do business together again. Don't want to make a habit of consorting with smuggler types. You do have some cheek on you. Lucky for you, I kept a little contingency fee in case you tried to negotiate with me. Somebody deserving. Silas on account of him being out in the cold. Amelia seeing how she's around people all the time. Anybody in the sick room? Oh, I'm an actuary. That means I keep tabs. Technically, I'm employed by...
Oh, at least I... You what? Does it feel... You really are. So, you're just here to...
Sorry, I'll just be a minute.
Thank the law. You ever swung a truncheon? I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join. The war. Just when the I've been gathering up enlistment fees. Yeah, I suppose. They have sent a scout. prowling around the junkyard. The scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off. Go on.
Grave digging's a fine profession. You run into any reliable work from a freelancer? That's good. And I'll buy you a drink. Suppose you... Abernathy was sick? With the plague? What? No. If I knew he was sick, I would have had him reported. I needed his fees because of his name. A, for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see? Yeah? The colony ship? Are you talking about that? Ain't heard that. Hope's just a rumor, friend. Maybe... No, this is... Look. Trouble's in the asking. Yeah? Yeah. The night we were supposed to commend his body to the earth, I had his... When I woke up, his body was gone. Spirit... Let me know if you...
Searching for repair bay. Error. Navigation systems failed. Unable to comply. Damage to navigation systems detected. Attempting to return. Navigation systems have determined this location, attempting to misdirect or confuse a searching for
safer inside the walls.
Miss Holcomb, I need you to explain this recipe. The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just... Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. You were saying, Miss Holcomb.
It's just what Bess needs is a proper refurbish. I can bandage her up and what all, but she's just old. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
And I do wish you'd stop referring to our cannery as Bess. Personification of company property is strictly contrary to the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct. My apologies. I am not in the habit of allowing my guests to witness such a row. Now, what can I do for you? I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I must say, wearing a Marauder's outfit is in very poor taste. I do wish you'd show your uniform a little more respect. Yes, so it dawns on me. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one, and I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. The people living in the botanical labs. They're deserters, former workers. I need them back. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town. Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership. That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. But I am ready to make amends if they are willing to return to the fold. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that.
Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Can we talk? Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job. Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them. Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. The mission's on the east side of town. You can't miss it, on account of it being the only clean thing. Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad... I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Hey there, Mary. Don't see you around here too often.
Oh, I just came to talk to the vicar is all. None of us are above confessionals.
What have you got to confess? You ain't thinking of deserting, are you?
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
They who are not satisfied with their... The OSI teaches that the Order of Scientific Inquiry. You don't talk. We will have the few... Some... I would love... Seriously.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single... I can't imagine what would be so great... That seems well within your expertise.
The way we do it's by cutting off power to the others. The ones who left.
Adelaide McDevitt's encampment. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume. One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heredity. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book. It's a handwritten journal, a fate. Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Heading back. Yep, be right over. Got it. I'm going. In a jiff. Where are we headed? That's on account of how I never... I don't rightly know. She was in another division. Her contracts... Well, I don't... It's sent... You mean about the mission? I know, but Vicar says the universe is real machines have the machine fixing the universe.
This'll be quick.
Searching for repair.
I could probably fix that. I mean, that's not bad work, mister. You done this before?
Navigation systems operational. Optimal path toward repair bay detected. Initiating self-diagnostics. Spacer's Choice reminds all colonists that serving the Spacer's Choice self-diagnostics initiated. Please do not disturb.
Something you need?
Self-diagnostics initiated. Please do not disturb.
When I was little.
Bring us on. You beat that scout to scrap with its own legs? Pulled its optic cable? You're a passing fair soldier, I will confess. But you are one, and the enemy is legion. What you need is an equalizer, a weapon. Cantina, lavatory, behind one of the toilets. Sharp, ain't it? On the double.
On my way.
Yeah, huh?
can handle it!
We made it!
I always wanted to poke around in here.
Processing. Sweeping the area.
Here they come!
Nearby fossil
Be right there.
Yeah, huh?
unexpected.
Gotta hurt. What's the rest of them? Mr. Thompson said to talk with Miss McDevitt before doing anything here? Great work!
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble. I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Armed strangers wandering into my camp for one. Some... Got anything in you? No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just... It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out. Can't imagine where she's gone. Pale. Could do without the gallows. Over in the hothouse, tending. I'll tell you what I can. Vex me. If she told anybody, they ain't telling me. I'd check her room, but I got yelled at for snooping once all... Little ways ago. Well, enough to know we never got on. Zoe and Stefan were... Could be. Dangers of plenty. Marauder gang just moved. What is... If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember... Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an... No, dear. The garden belongs to us all. The soil around the secret... A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with no... So, like the spores... It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent... Reed Thompson. You here on behalf of that cold-eyed... Let's hear it. What's Reed? Make amends. Spare me. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just... He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip 'em out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do. You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's Choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
I'm all right.
That was unkind of me. It's not much of a living. Every single person in that town has sold themselves to Spacer's Choice. All anyone ever does is... Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives. You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
If you're hungry, Stefan's got supplies.
I'm done.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Oh gosh, it's so pretty. Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
If you're hungry, Stefan's got supplies.
Oh, didn't see you. Whoa, Miss.
Are you,
Great, just.
Oh gosh, no.
Are you from? Well, what I meant was your reason. Fact. I'll take. You ever heard of the young space?
Those are good. My dad.
I know the old. No kid. Look at that. I appreciate. In fact, I put a. Well, don't keep me in suspense. Ain't that too? Sure, I'd be glad to take them off your hands. What's on your... Couple... I owe... We all left... I mean...
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the can.
You could...
You hungry? Something I can help you with? Fresh off the limb. Something I can help you with? You mean Zoe? Yeah, we were pretty close. Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our custom. She never turned up. I looked around, but she was nowhere to be found. You sound like some type of corporate fixer asking all these questions. Zoe was always obsessed with this serial. Masked Marketeer. A scion of Byzantium turns to banditry and teaches his marauder companions the wisdom of free market economics. Shame she up and vanished when she did. I had a surprise lined up for her. The other day, I got my hands on a genuine copy of the latest Masked Marketeer. I was gonna surprise Zoe with it, but she was gone the next day. Can't say I recall Zoe ever acting strange. Well, except for her habit of writing things down on scraps of paper. She called it journaling, but I think it's just plain odd. Hey, I got time. I'll... something I... Fresh off the limb.
We did it! Sure. On my way. I don't know any. Here we go! Right in the vitals! Ah, no encore? Wow, you crossed them all off. What? You mean you? I'm I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an out. Instead, what do I find? But a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse. No. I insinuated my... I may have bartered them. I don't know. Oh, you mean... I've got all the time... Why? Adelaide wants me back.
I doubt that. Nobody in that camp really... Yeah, I suppose you're right. I'll take...
Great work.
We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to... You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
Something you... He's just interested in fixing stuff. I'm just glad he's alive. If he wants to learn about engineering... Yeah, huh? The control room should be off to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing. Nice.
System alert. Beginning security control.
We can handle this! That's the last of them!
Nicely done. Got it. Heads down.
Here we go! Don't mess with us.
Processing.
Here they come!
Investigate.
real. You're not real.
Self-diagnostics complete. It's not the best choice. It's the... All systems fully operational. Hostile actions towards Spacer's choice mechanics are contrary to logical directive in compliance with Spacer's choice policy. All defective automatic... Affirmative.
No, just leave me alone. Get away! Not real. You're not real.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Panic searching
Here they
for
come! If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the veil?
Oh. Since beginning.
Here they come! That's the last. On my way. Once we do this, there's no going back. Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished. Well, that sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way. Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred? Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. Really? I mean, wow. I think you did the rightest thing you could sending the power back to Edgewater. A lot of people would have suffered otherwise. People I care for. Even
Great work.
You're not real. You're not real. You're not real. You're not real. No, just leave me alone. You're not real. You're not real. Get up. Most people? But I'm the only one left. No. Remember your first rule, Hick. See? Of course. Do excuse me. Chester D. Higgins. The D... Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. I've come a long way for someone who started off... I specialized in... Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. You know, you remind me of myself back... I discovered... Yes, that's exactly it. There's a behavior control terminal in the other... Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you. The tail. Definitely start... Jimmy'd open... Mechanic... I was on...
Mechanicide protocols currently active. Please do not interrupt.
Adelaide's okay.
One of us want to go see what happened?
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without... I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers. My son worked in that cannery. When the plague, we had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been so I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. As long as Reed is still in Edgewater, I will not... You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together. Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and the secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. I have got a means. Look at that.
Any luck? I've been thinking about going back. I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. You know something? I think you're right. The town could use another engineer. I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. Maybe even keep a garage of my own with a little workbench and... It's just... Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100 years. Adelaide, we're the new... Are you sure about... I expect we got no choice. Edgewater needs us back, and loath as I am to admit it, we need Edgewater. You okay with this, Grace?
My fears are old. Thanks.
Just give us some time.
Cannery's been running at full capacity all day.
I'm not allowed in here. Not since the vending machine incident.
Holcomb, got my eye on you, girl. Miss Holcomb ain't... Ask her.
I won't touch anything while we're in here, Miss...
Go right ahead. Play. I'd take some of...
Survive. Medical. It is. Listen. Music.
Something got you down?
Yeah, huh? You mean why I'm not allowed in the store anymore? There was a kind of a thing. Not. I've always been good with my hands, right? So I saw a lock on the machine and thought, oh, so I did my thing. It's not funny. Right about then, a bunch of loaders and Mr. Thompson was up on the porch making us. Anyhow, yep. I was just shocked. I can laugh.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flow. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by... I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes, but I have done my... I have been holding this town. I am a Spacer's Choice man. Unless you can demonstrate to me that we are helpless without her, I see no... You will excuse me for being skeptical? How exactly... If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, my life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me. I do. Adelaide's found a cure. I have always tried. A couple months ago. No such thing. I don't know. I could...
Where are we headed? Something you need?
Some hullheads running around town talking about lost colony ships.
Look at that. I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom. You understand, not a reward. You telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Strange. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
That was a good thing you did, Captain. Helping to bring the deserters and Edgewater folks back together. I hope you rest well on that.
I need some time to gather my personals.
Any luck finding? Adelaide said that? Something must have changed.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling. Well, it's kind of you to say that. And you're right. I wasn't happy. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think? Yeah, I've been thinking about that. Edgewater was on the verge of collapse before you showed up. You sent them power, and now the town might see another season. And you talked Miss McDevitt into coming back to town. Maybe one day, Edgewater will have a garden where that cannery once stood. You ain't exactly a stranger anymore. You done some kindness hereabouts. I wouldn't mind following somebody like that. Yeah, I really do. My whole life's been small. I realized, then I saw this ship. This gorgeous, stately lady with her eyes. Yes! I mean, thank... Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain. Something you need?
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community. What can I do for you? Do you know how to install a power regulator? Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another. Our engine room is located behind you.
That's not possible. Won't work. Can't do it.
What can I do for you? All systems are up. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit.
Something you need?